I mean, a bit of a tangent, not really world champs related, but it is in a way. You just said you could shorten the track, and I think that is one of the aims. It's kind of in a document or a proposal for the upcoming changes is a shorter 3-minute track, which, fair enough, as we've just seen, a sub 3-minute track gets incredibly tight racing, makes it easier for the broadcast to show full runs and a few highlights between runs. But you can't change the sport of downhill or iconic venues. If you go to Mont Saint-Anne, what, like, they're going to make us like they did a few years ago, like 10 years ago, where you're literally riding like a minute down the track to get to the track. You know, there's a perfectly good top minute of track, and the same with Fort William. We're going to end up starting lower down. You know, these iconic venues that have been dumbed down, straightened, made faster, turns taken out, and starts lower just to get a sub 3-minute track, which, yes, will I would probably agree, will give you a more exciting broadcast. But then going with that 3-minute track, you have an athlete that's going to go, he's got even less track time to gain his advantage or make his time or get his, you know, different competitors. So you're going to have people pushing even harder and harder and harder to get the 0.1 second, and then it's going to be more dangerous. Well, it's not going to be more dangerous, there's going to be bigger injuries.
Yeah, and I was going to say it earlier, so someone like Amri, I got arm pump on a 3-minute track. Well, when it's worlds and you've got to go hell for leather every split second, you're going to increase your heart rate quicker than maybe a Mount Saint-Anne, where you can build into it, where you've got like chilled sections. So yeah, I think it's coming. I think it's a broadcast reason. Like, I've been having a lot of in-depth conversations, some on the record, some off the record, to broadcast it properly as a broadcast goal. You can understand they want to broadcast the whole track, which they do for the last few riders. I'm wondering, like an iconic track like Mount Saint-Anne, like, then there needs to be like 1 minute of the track that's just like this easy ski slope that hopefully no one crashes, and we just don't broadcast that, and we broadcast all the good stuff where like the shit might hit the fan, because then you could just like fake that the track's long, you know, I don't know, and then, you know, you could film it,
film it with a drone
if there was a crash, you know, like,
if you film it with a drone and you pop in that
package.
Footage. Exactly, yeah.
So it's all about time, like it's all about length of total package. So the broadcast is a hugely important factor. But like you say, you're starting to like have the pros and cons and knock-on effect into the sport. And then my biggest question or like hope out of passion for the sport, like I see a lot of changes and I'm hearing and I'm having these chats. I'm like, wow, the more I chat, the more I like agree with a lot of it as well. You know, like the more people communicate, you can have a conversation. Me and you can agree to disagree on a point. I could go, but I see why Sven sees that way. So I'm having these conversations. And then I'm going, but if the tracks go shorter and all the juniors are quicker early on, I'm so scared of having 30 riders. Like every, you know, like Andy Cole barely was in the top 30. Greg didn't qualify in the top 30. I'm like, shit, that's going to be a byproduct. Times are going to be shorter. People are going to have an off week. Your off week by a few percentage of pace is enough to like not get you in the final. And you're like, I missed the final, you know? So like, there's all these knock-on effects with the sport progressing and the depth increasing. So you've just got to be more aware of the safety, right? Like the padding, or like, okay, we have to chicane it here and when we still can have a short track. Like, I guess that comes with track builders and all that. And again, this was a UCI race. Everyone must be aware of that, not Warner Brothers. So Warner Brothers did the broadcast on their side. Looked good, like the course builders, and like they did some maintenance and stuff, like while the week went on.
Yeah, like second day after that first day practice, literally had an almost better track than the day before. They like smashed it down, kept the top running good, watered it, buffed it down. They were using lime in the top section of the track to hold the soil together. The B zones were safe and cleared for the riders, like, because there was quite a lot of people being ejected. There was only like one poor junior girl had near that section where Greg gapped the bridge. I think she did the same, but unintendedly, and then didn't make the turn and just launched all the way down to the road and bounced. And then subsequently they put a catch net further down, which would have caught her. So the track was safer, and I think the best we've seen this venue anyway.
Right.
Yeah.